This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you around this 2019 Freedom Express, and the model number is 281 RLDS. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video or a sales video. This is a how-to video, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, if you're looking for pictures of the floor plan and that sort of thing, you can look around a little more and I'm sure you'll find plenty. Okay, so you have a power awning, obviously with LED strip. It's important to keep in mind this is the vent for the range hood right here. You can make this flap freely, the baffle in there. So when you're venting to the outside, you always want to make sure that the baffle is flapping freely. Otherwise, it won't vent to the outside. Now, if you're traveling or in storage, you just snap it shut so it stays in place. But when you're venting, always open it so it flaps freely. Okay, so you got TV hookup here with cable. TV hookup with power. Outside speakers, of course. Always keep this little hose right here sticking out like it is because you want it to the condensation from the refrigerator to drain to the outside. So that's important. Of course, you have two doors on it, which is a good thing. Keep in mind that this is a hookup for a solar battery charger. It's just a solar panel that would hook to your battery to charge it. This one's made by Furion, so that's what that port's for. Okay, so you also have hitch here. This is a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. So we're going to show you how that works when you pick up, but it's a good hitch for sure. You have a auxiliary crank here with a 3/4 inch socket on it. Of course, there's a table stored under here that you can take into the trailer or outside, wherever you want to do with it. All right, 2 LP tanks full, deep cycle marine battery, brand new. And this is where you control your stabilizers and your power tongue jack. It's normally closed like this and it locks. But you got your right front and rear stabilizers, left front and rear stabilizers, your tongue jack, retract and extend. So you've got all your controls right here, which makes it very convenient. All right, so let's move down a little farther. There's that table I was telling you about. That's a dump hose kit, and that little puck there is a reducer for your power cord, so you can plug it in at home if you need to when you're packing or something like that. This is a exterior shower. You got your hookups here, cable and satellite hookups. This is the city water connection. The most common way to get water to the trailer is right here. Just hook it up, and if you got city water, you hook it up and you're all set. Now, when you dump your tank using the valves, and you're working on the black, first of all, you're going to dump the black tank first, which is toilet water and waste. Then you'll dump the gray because it'll kind of wash things out. It's cleaner water than the black water. But after you dump the black, you leave the valve open, and then you can hook the hose at the dump station right onto here, and that's the flush. So it'll spray the inside of your tank out. It will it'll flush out the tank, but also will clean off the sensor, so you get a good accurate reading on it. So it's a good thing to do. This is your water heater. The switches to control it are inside. That's the drain plug right there, just so you know. But you control it from the inside. Never run the water heater without water in the water heater tank, ever. You'll burn out the element very quickly, so keep that in mind. Now, I showed you the city water hookup. Well, this is the fresh water tank fill right here. So if you're camping somewhere that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can fill that tank and then use the onboard pump to pump water. So even if you don't have city water, you could still camp like you do. All right, that's your 30-foot, 30-amp power cord. Okay. While we look up here, remember the manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 90 days. So you want to go up there and You know, make sure there's no cracking or separation at any of the sealant. Make sure there's no damage to any of roof attachments or materials by low branches or road debris, that sort of thing. Okay, that's your slide topper up there. And then let's go inside. Okay. So you have two swivel chairs here. This, let me see what we have here. This is a hide-a-bed, so you take the cushions off and then you can grab it down here and unfold it. And it's a 3-panel hide-a-bed. Okay. Coming up here to the control panel. You see it's got all the lights on right now. Your slide room button is right here to switch to take it in and out. Your power awning is right here. You can see that. Okay. Never leave the awning out unattended. Always roll it in if you're not going to be there. To turn your water heater on gas is right here. Electric is right here. If you turn it on, gas is right there. Never run it without water in the tank. Your water pump, you can turn it on that way. You use the water pump obviously to pump fresh water out of the tank if you don't have city water. You also use the water pump to winterize the trailer. Your gauges here, batteries charged, fresh water has got a lid in it because we're still prepping it. Black, gray, so on and so forth. Okay, those will all be empty for you. Moving on down, this is your range hood I told you about. So remember to open that baffle. So if you're going to vent to the outside like that, make sure that baffle's open so it flaps freely. Microwave works like any other microwave, of course. Your range works like most RV ranges. This one you spark to light, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, so to the left here, this is the sparker. I don't know if he's got gas on it. He might. Let me just see. Yeah, it does. I can hear it. So there you go. You're just going to turn you got 3 knobs and 3 burners. You just turn on the corresponding knob and spark it into light. Now this is for the oven. The oven has a pilot light all the way to the back there at the bottom. Let me see if I can get a spark so you can see where it's at. I don't know if you can or not. Okay. Actually, this one I would say you have to use a grill lighter to light. So what you do, you get a long neck grill lighter. Then you come over here to the oven knob and you're going to go to the picture of the pilot light and then you depress it. You keep it depressed and then you light the pilot light down here. After it lights, you're going to still hold this in for another 10 seconds or so. Then you're going to go to operating temperature, let it cycle like an oven does, but when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. They always travel with the glass cover in the down position. Let's see what the noise is out here. It just must be the wind blowing the door shut. Okay. All right. Now it's good to know that this table should be stowed in the down position. Otherwise, it's heavy. It can bounce around and break something. So you can see. Let me find the controls for it. Oh, right here. You'll push this knob to the right, or this lever to the right, if you can see that, and then it'll free up these hinges, and then you just bend the hinges to drop it down to sit on these cleats here. So you should always travel with this in the down position. All right. Your fireplace has a remote. It's right here. I don't know if we're plugged in right now. I guess we'll find out. No. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so there you go. You have, let me see what we got here. You got a timer on it. You can adjust the appearance of the flame. So the timer you can set to turn it off, on and off when you want. You can set the temperature and the fan speed on it. So there's a lot you can do with it. Okay. That's the fan speed there, low, high, and off. Okay. Now this is the remote for your radio here. So this you can play CDs and DVDs. Right there's the slot right there. You can stream off USB, so you can take all your albums on one USB drive and take them with you. It also has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet. It has AM/FM radio and 2 speaker zones, Zone 1 and Zone 2. Zone 2 is outside, Zone 1 is inside. So it does everything you need and then some, and of course this is a TV and there's a remote for that also. Alright, your thermostat is very simple. You just hit the mode button to light it up, then you scroll through by hitting it. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Cool obviously is full air conditioner, and then heat is the furnace, the propane furnace. Now, what was I going to say about this? Oh yeah, always choose auto. If they offer you an option of fan speed, always go with auto. Alright, this is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right here. Should always be green like it is. If it's not, get it serviced. If it goes off, you take everybody outside and leave the door open to figure out what's going on. This device here is the power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. So basically this is the AC side. So you've got, when you're plugged in, this is your distribution panel here with circuit breakers, just like you'd have at home, and they're all labeled. Then the power's converted down to, or over to 12 volt DC here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. If you ever lose all the 12 volt in the trailer, let's say you have a wild lightning strike or a power surge or something, always check these 240s here, because those are the main master fuses, and check there first, because that's where the problem is going to be almost always. Okay. If any of these blow here, not the two masters oddly enough, but if any of these blow, they'll actually light up and you can see them through this tinted plastic. Not the masters though. This is also a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it'll sense how much energy your battery needs and keep it charged up. Okay. Your refrigerator is gas absorption. So there's two buttons, on and off. Then you're going to go here to auto. If you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that one is auto. Auto is where you're going to choose that because it basically means auto electric. It always seeks out electricity first and uses it if it finds it. If not, it switches over to gas. Or if you have, you're gone for the day and it's a hot day, and soon after you leave you have a power failure at the campground, well, it'll sense that and switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. So keep in mind, you can change this over to dedicate it to gas, but if you leave it on auto, you can't really go wrong. The only other thing to know about the gas absorption refrigerator is this device here. It's called a thermistor. Right there. You always want that up as high as you can get it. If you look at the sticker, it'll say warm or low, cool or high. So the higher you go with this thermistor, the cooler it is in the refrigerator. You're almost going to always have it up all the way. Alrighty, moving on. Sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a GFCI here. Keeping in mind that all the plugs, even the one on the outside, are wired through a GFCI, so you have to reset it like you would at home. Your toilet now, the black tank is directly below, right? So the idea is, there's the flush pedal there, the idea is you can't run this toilet without chemical and water in it. So the first thing you do after you hook up your power and your water, you get to the campground, you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, and then you stand on the flush pedal and hold it down until about a gallon or so of water goes into the black tank. Then you're ready to use it. You can't use it dry. If you do, the smell will be super memorable, unbearable, that sort of thing. Let's put it this way, you'll only do it once. So you have to have water and chemical in it anytime you use it. Let's say you had to dump your black tank, but you're going to stay at the campground another week. After you dump the black tank, you'd come in here, put a dose of chemical in, and at least a gallon of water. Okay? That's important though, obviously. It's your escape window there. Another vent. TV hookups with a backing plate there. And there's also storage underneath the bed here, so, which is pretty typical for RVs, so travel trailers. Okay, so let me look around and see if I forgot anything. It looks like I got it all though. Okay, any of the lights that aren't attached to the master switch, they have independent switches on them, so you can turn them on and off, of course. All right. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And please remember what I said. Go up on the roof or have somebody go up there every 90 days and check to make sure it's in good shape. You're just protecting your investment. And right now, this is de-winterized. Right now the trailer is ready for the summer. It has no antifreeze in the system anymore. It's water in the system. So keep that in mind. And always, like I said earlier, never run the water heater without water in the water heater tank. That's important. Okay? Thank you very much.